Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. This is Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. Today I wanted to show you how it is I created this painting. However, we'll do it on a smaller scale so it won't take so much time. And it's pretty easy. I'm using photo paper, Kirkland photo paper, which I cut into quarters. I'll be using 99% alcohol, and I have two acrylic markers here. One is a 0.45 millimeter tip and the other one is a 0.2 millimeter, and both are black. I will also be using pitch black ink by Ranger and my airbrush, and the actually I have to turn down the PSI, so bear with me one moment. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put down a drop of the pitch black in the center, and you're also going to need your dryer. And let me just tell you now that all the products used in this video, other than these markers, because I bought these at Tuesday morning that were having a sale, and they're by EK Tools. But you can use Posca pens or Micron pens. I'll list the Micron pens in the description box below the video. So all the products used and links to the products will be in the description box below the video, should you have any questions. Okay, so one drop in the center, and then I'm going to use a micro brush. You don't have to use a micro brush. You can use anything you like, or you may not have to use this at all. So just move it around a little bit, and then I'm going to put my blow dryer on the low setting so that it doesn't blow that ink all over the place, and I'm going to dry it. And I'm using small drops of alcohol. I'm going to put it on the outside and then in spurts. I'm going to blow out a petal. And you know what? I'm also going to use a cotton swab in case the petal gets away from me. Not so crazy about that one, but we can come back to it. Small drop. I think the PSI is set too high on my compressor. I think I have it set at 40, and I may have had it set at 25 when I did that other flower. So you're going to blow these petals all the way around. Make sure you dry each petal all the way to the very tip. And if you have too much alcohol at the tip and you want your petal to stop growing, just use the cotton swab to mop up the excess alcohol. Alright, because I don't like these other petals, I'm going to blow them out again and hope for better ones. That one's better. And then I wasn't crazy about these two over here. See, I'm just mopping up the excess alcohol so that the petal doesn't grow too long. And this last one here. All right, that's done. Oh wait, that's not dry. And the reason it's so important to dry the petals all the way to the tip is because if you don't, the alcohol dries in this really weird shape and can ruin a painting as far as I'm concerned. Now I'm going to use the tip, hold on, which one? This one. This is a 0.5. I'm going to use this to outline my flower to start with. And at this point, if you don't like the shape of the petal, because we're going to be filling this in, you can kind of cheat a little bit and change the shape of the petal. It's not going to be noticeable later on. Okay, now you have your petals traced, and you can draw the shape of a leaf. I'm going to draw a few of them, and it's just a basic leaf shape, nothing crazy. They can go off the page. Whatever you like. Okay. Now if you see here, what I did was I drew the center. It tapers as it goes up and it's thicker at the base. And so now that's what I'm going to do for each leaf that I drew. and I'm still using the thicker marker for this. So I'm going to draw in the vein for each leaf first. And I'm not even sure if that's the proper term, but that's what I call it. And then fill it in. All right, I'm going to continue to do this and then I'll come back. So hold on. All right, so I've finished drawing all my leaves. I did the center vein and now I'm doing these little parts of the leaf. And what I'm doing is towards the center, they are thicker. And as they come to the edge of the petal of the leaf, they taper. So filling those in as I go along. And a word of warning, be careful not to smudge like I did right there. I always do that. It's best to use a piece of paper if you have something that you can put down and rest your hand on so that you don't smudge. Okay, last one. Now I'm going to switch to the marker with the smaller tip. This one happens to be a 0.2. And let me bring this close up so that you can see how I filled in each petal with these little lines. So all I'm doing is drawing little lines and skipping as I go up and down and filling in the entire space with these little lines. I like them best if they look like you're skipping and not solid lines. I think it creates a nicer detail, but you can do whatever you like. All right, so I'll do the first one, then I'll continue filling the rest of them and come back to you. So I'm following the shape of the petal, rather the leaf. And the closer together they are, the more detail it looks like you added in there. So I hope you can see how my lines are not solid. I skip here and there. Some of them are solid. And I try to make sure that I'm not skipping in the same area every time, because I do have a tendency to do that. I create a rhythm and I continue that rhythm, and then I find that I'm skipping in all the same areas. You don't have to have a really steady hand to do this. For this video, I think that I will only do one leaf, and then I'll show you how I filled in the background, because this is going to take forever. You do need some patience for this, but the effect is so worth it. It really does look nice when it's all finished. And again, trying not to smudge. This is a painting that I was working on earlier, and I did not like the way it was turning out, but I really love that center. So I'm going to see what I can do with that later on. All right, almost finished with this one. And then we'll get to the background. When I was doing the larger painting, I had to walk away a few times and come back because it takes a long time to fill these in. And after a while, my eyes were starting to bother me. All right, so that's filled in. Let's pretend I did them all. And now I'm going to go back to the thicker marker. And what I'm going to start doing is make these lines around the leaf just a little bit thicker. And around the petal as well. Now when you're creating these dots, what you want to do, let me bring this closer to you. Notice that in the corners, the dots are heavier, and as they come out, they get lighter. That's how you create the shadow, and one petal laying over the other. The corners are always darker and the center is lighter. All right, let's get started with that. So I'm using the thicker marker so that way I have to do less dots. So I start at the corners and I start dotting, making it darker, and keep it dark along each petal and leaf as well. Try not to make it a pattern. I have a tendency to do that as well. And this is definitely something that you might want to do some and walk away from, come back in a little while and do some more. Because it's definitely something that requires a lot of patience. Okay, so as you come out towards the edge of the paper or away from your petal, you're going to do less dots. But the closer, again, the closer you are to the petal or the leaf, the heavier you want your dots to be in that area. And as you come out, feather them out. And like I said, try not to create a pattern. And I know it's kind of hard. Because you don't want them to look like they're all in a line. And then you can always come back and add more toward the edge of the petal to darken it. And like I said, as you spread out, make your dots further apart. So I'll do another area here, and then I will end the video so it doesn't go on forever. But I get comments all the time when I speed up a video. A lot of you don't like it because you don't get to see the details of what I'm doing. So I figured I would just do a section of this so you can get the general idea and go on from there. So remember, in the corners, make them darker or heavier. And as you come away from it, make them further apart. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. So you guys can go on and enjoy your Saturday. But that's how that painting was created. And see the little lines and all the little skip marks? None of them are straight. It doesn't have to be. But that's how this painting was created. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I always try to get back to you. And if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I hope that everyone is safe. Bye.